stretch of the season. Julie Kromenhoek jumps it up into the air, and Nebraska will control the first possession. Maddie Kroll, former South Dakota Coyote who played against Michigan in the Sweet 16 last season. Now Hybe will dial up a three. Easy rebound for Jordan Hobbs, making her third straight start. Kaiser working inside. A foul early on Nebraska. They call it on Isabel Bourne.
And Michigan loves to have Kaiser be a face-up player to the basket. She's really lethal off the dribble from the top of the key. Can be a passing threat or a shooting threat.
Leigha Brown finds a wide open Jordan Hobbs, who missed the bunny. On the deck, a jump ball. So it will stay on the Michigan side. A rare blunder from a player in Jordan Hobbs who's really impressed the coaching staff as of late.
And her activity, especially against Michigan State, was well noted. Taking a few charges, hitting a few threes, and playing her role very well.
Speaking of that Michigan State game for the Wolverines last Sunday, Maddie Nolan had a career-high 22. She'll dial up an early three here. Kaiser tapped it out of bounds. It'll go back to the Huskers.
And there's Kaiser again off the dribble, becoming a facilitator. She's really a central focus of Michigan's offense. Leigha Brown gets a lot of the attention now. She's been playing so well. But having Kaiser on the perimeter, being a big that can drive and facilitate, is really important for their offense.
Opening minute, looking for the first points of this ball game. Bourne ponders. Now she'll trigger and knock it down.
So much focus on Markowski in the post there. See how Michigan was taking away that high-low pass.
Bourne already halfway to her output against Michigan back in December. Had just 6, was 0 of 5 from downtown. Here's Hobbs. A rebuttal three. Nice bounce back after the missed layup.
Playing her role so well, finding her spots, getting the ball where she needs to.
Jazz Shelley stepped on that center line. Easy call for Frank Sterator, and Nebraska coughs it up.
Michigan noting a lot of Nebraska's very early action. A lot of dribble handoffs, a lot of movement trying to get Michigan out of their rhythm. By walling off that drive, that dribble handoff, it really forced a tough possession there for Nebraska.
Maddie Nolan controlling for Michigan. Here's Kaiser, so strong in the post this season. Picked up her bounce. Leigha Brown lets it fly. Ball on the deck, Hobbs spills down and then knocked Jazz Shelley with her. And that's first foul on Jordan Hobbs.
The physicality of the Nebraska defense really showing right there. Not allowing an easy post up by Emily Kaiser, forcing a pass, and it made Michigan really stagnant. Really strong possession there by Nebraska.
2 minutes in, a couple of threes, one per side. Sam Hybe goes to work. And a bad pass out of bounds. Too hot to handle for Jazz Shelley. Nebraska already 2 early turnovers.
Nebraska's trying to get Markowski involved in any way that they can. That block-to-block screen is a really popular look to get somebody of easy post touch. Michigan's getting physical with her cuts and forcing her away from her best spots on the floor.
Hasn't had a relevant touch so far in the early going. Maddie Nolan surveys the scene. Here's Cam Williams underneath for the first time, and she walked with it before the bucket. Williams with her 40th turnover on the year and her first season starting for Michigan. Her and Kaiser trying to replace the production of Naz Hillman, and they've certainly done pretty well in that regard. Hybe takes it in, and Cam Williams suffocates her. Leigha Brown with her head up. Dump it down to Kaiser. A lot of flipping around. Could not get that one to drop, though. Michigan 1 of 5 in the early going. Nebraska's only gotten 2 shots off, so Cam Williams whistled for that foul.
And there's that same hard hedge that Michigan's been running on those dribble handoffs and those side ball screens. They're trying to keep Nebraska to a side and trying to make sure that Markowski's not get the ball on the block there. By forcing Nebraska to come back to the strong side of the ball, it's easier to defend. There it is.
Great pass, or great interception of the pass by Jordan Hobbs. Had that scouted. Cam Williams. Now to Nolan for Michigan. Detours. Kaiser has it on the low block, and she finishes.
And Maddie Nolan's really expanded her game. She used to not be able to drive like that and create for others. By getting into the paint and getting a nice, easy touch for Emily Kaiser, results in a very easy basket.
Michigan's first lead. Nebraska hasn't scored in almost 3 minutes, but they are able to coax some fouls here, including the first on Emily Kaiser.
Clearly early on, Michigan is trying to have that really quick, hard hedge, no matter where the screen is happening. That's a tough one for Emily Kaiser. When the screen's happening so low to the basket, you have to be able to react, because if your defender rolls, then you're kind of wide open.
Jazz Shelley had to get in it at the very last moment of that 5-second window. She takes it strong and lays it in to knock this thing at 5.
Michigan getting beat a lot on the perimeter. Nebraska's really driving the ball well, especially baseline. That's something Coach Barnes-Arico will focus on the next time out here.
Leigha Brown called for an offensive foul. Isabel Bourne stood in there and took it, much to Leigha Brown's chagrin. And now Michigan has 4 of its 5 starters at a foul.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Wolverines dominated in Lincoln back in December. They went up 9-0, never looked back. Here a 9-point lead and some miscommunication between the veteran Brown and the junior Elise Stuck.
Michigan's been having a lot of problems when they're running a side ball screen here. Nebraska's doing the same thing, trying to keep it on that side. Few miscommunications here. They're going to keep trying to keep a lot of pressure on Leigha Brown as the game goes on. There's the zone again, too.
Nothing on the interior yet for the Huskers. Until now, Markowski got swarmed. Shot clock dwindling. No good there from Callan Hake. Leigha Brown already with those 4 assists. Ari Wiggins can control the basketball, too.
Really stagnant offensive possession here. Already getting to 10 seconds, and Nebraska's ball screen defense has really been making it difficult here.
But they get it into Kaiser. Good defense from Markowski. Kaiser spills to the deck, a bit slow to get up. 5-on-4 briefly for the Huskers, and Bourne connects. First field goal make it almost 5 minutes, and Nebraska's pulled to within a half dozen.
To beat really good defenses, you have to get out in transition there. And Markowski staying physical, getting that rebound, hitting ahead for an easy Jazz Shelley assist. That's the way Nebraska's going to get into this game and keep up with Michigan.
Leigha Brown will feed it in to Emily Kaiser, who knocks it down. A couple of 5th-year seniors dialing it up there. Michigan, they're shooting 8 of 14 from the floor.
And that's her game, that face-up jump shot.
Sam Hybe can't get it to drop. And there's 5'8" Ari Wiggins with the board and the push. Michigan can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. And Emily Kaiser walked with it a little too much in the way of a hurry there.
Kaiser being pushed off of the block here. She hasn't been successful in the post yet today. Markowski's been pushing her away from the basket, forcing her to make a play for herself, which is a lot more difficult when Nebraska has a lot of help defense coming around. If anybody noticed there on the corner when Emily Kaiser was spinning back, Leigha Brown's defender was ready to get that steal.
Alyssa Crockett in there for the first time for Michigan, and Cam Williams returns. Nebraska content with trying to bleed some of this clock. About a 7-second differential. Hybe patrolling. Now to Kroll. Timer down to 3. Markowski, a heave that's short. Crockett with a rebound. Michigan a chance at the final shot. There's Nolan. Tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. Pretty good look with only a few seconds left in that first quarter.
Last year, the team had Ari Wiggins' mom, a breast cancer survivor, Camille, come in and talk to the team. And KBA said that was one of the most impactful nights of the entire year. And to quote Ari, what she said to the Michigan Daily, she said, "I'm literally just playing for my mom because that's the biggest role model I have right now." Truly inspirational and making it so much bigger than basketball. Brian, back over to you.
Amir, thank you so much for sharing that. It really is awesome. There is a ton of pink here at Chrysler Center, and well, the Wolverines are off to a strong start on the floor in this pink game as Cam Williams can't get that one to fall. Each team an early miss to begin this second quarter. Now a 3-ball on its way from Markowski that's pure. Her 20th triple of the year. A center, but she can come out, knock it down from deep, and Nebraska's within 5.
Yeah, 36%. She's really, really versatile player there for them. And I think she's stepping out a little bit more as Michigan's made it tough for her on the inside. She wants to get going to get Nebraska back in this game.
Maddie Nolan, another 3, and it goes. Maddie Nolan with 6 early on. She is so lethal from deep.
There's this zone. Once again, Michigan switching defenses almost every possession down the floor. And Nebraska's adjustment here, they're making Markowski a facilitator at the top of the floor to make her more involved in the offense.
Hake with the shot fake and then the air ball. Emily Kaiser, the Wolverines rebounds. Nebraska 4 of 14 to start. Leigha Brown, tough fade. Nebraska cleans it up. And then Brown deflects that pass out of bounds.
And back to man once again. Nebraska's coming down the floor, kind of playing a guessing game now with what Michigan's going to do. Leigha Brown reads that passing lane, gets an easy deflection, and as you can see, Maddie Nolan hitting another 3 here. They got to step up and get in her space, make her become a driver.
Nolan was 5 of 8 from deep in East Lansing a week ago. That was Michigan's last game. They had the quote-unquote bye week in the Big Ten schedule. Before that, she had missed 20 of her previous 26 from downtown. She's starting to sizzle down the stretch in the regular season. Shot clock down to 7. Dangerous pass gets to Bourne, nowhere close, and then a loose ball foul coming on the Cornhuskers.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Former Nebraska Cornhusker, playing in her 5th and final season here of college basketball. Now Ari Wiggins will control. Good crowd on hand. Starting to Let's Go Blue chant. Shot clock down to 6. Brown may have to create for her own. Finds Kaiser. Has to let it go, and Jazz Shelley, her 19th block of the year. Shelley has been tremendous here in the second quarter.
Strong defensive possession by Nebraska. I think Michigan's been trying to adjust to Nebraska's ball screen defense on the side. Emily Kaiser, instead of setting the screens, trying to go to the corner, just trying to run away, make sure they're not getting trapped there. I think Michigan got a little stuck. They were not expecting Nebraska to hang on as well as they did.
And you saw the quick return for Maddie Nolan. Ari Wiggins heading to the bench. So Michigan with 4 starters out there, running his own look. Hybe whips it over to Shelley. Another heave. That one well short, but Hybe the offensive rebound.
Markowski's calling for the ball every time she's in the post. She's looking to stay available, just not getting those looks.
Only 3 attempts this season, and that time Nebraska tried to force the issue and turns it over for the 8th time today.
That's one of the most dangerous passes in a zone, trying to throw it all the way across the court. It's most likely going to be a turnover. You got to throw it short, quick passes, make the defense move.
Now the only reserve on the floor heads to the bench, and Michigan with 3:49 remaining before halftime has all 5 starters out there on the floor. Nebraska's only lead was 3-0. Michigan's been up by as many as 10 as Hobbs stumbles her way to a tough bucket.
Hobbs saw an opening, broke the play, and went into it. I think Nebraska's just trying to guess what Michigan's going to do, and she really broke the mold there.
Good contest on the Annika Stewart attempt. Deflected out by Michigan. Another look at Jordan Hobbs. That's not an easy finish.
No, and when she broke the play, you could see Leigha Brown's confusion, but it ended up well when she drove hard to the basket.
One of those no, yes. Stewart from up top. And another Sam Hybe long offensive rebound, then a Leigha Brown block. So Leigha Brown, the second Wolverine to 2 fouls in this one. And with what she means to this team, that's noteworthy with 3:17 to go here in this first half.
Absolutely, and we talked about it earlier, she's taking this matchup really personally, getting physical, trying to use her hands. And Coach Bonzarico keeping her on the floor here for this pivotal stretch.
Yeah, she talked about it after that first meeting in Lincoln. She heard a lot in that Nebraska crowd on the road, but it quieted as the game went on because Michigan controlled things. Nebraska throws it away again. This one is played out much more closely than that first meeting.
And I think it's because Nebraska's really established their defense. Michigan does not, they don't seem to have a rhythm on any single possession. The only reason Michigan scored is one, because of Maddie Nolan's threes, and two, when they break up their plays and just play in the flow of the game.
So, inside of 3 minutes, Leigha Brown exits. Ari Wiggins in for her. Down low, Kaiser flung it up there but got bumped. Annika Stewart and that Nebraska bench disagreed, but Kaiser's got a couple of free throws coming up. Emily Kaiser no longer wearing that mask that she had to have for a few weeks after breaking her nose at Purdue about a month ago.
She is so physical and strong in the post. I mean, it's a good thing she was wearing her mask. That would have been a tough few weeks playing with a broken nose.
Goes 1 of 2, but a back tap to Jordan Hobbs. Nolan thought about a long one there, but smartly resets. Now Nolan has it, blanketed there by Kendall Moriarty. Timer to 4. Kaiser, tough catch, air balls that one, and Nebraska has the rebound.
And once again, Michigan's awareness really kept them. They were not ready to run that play. 13 seconds left.
Markowski's second 3 attempt is pure. Markowski hasn't had many touches inside, so she's going to that not often used outside game to pull the Huskers within 5. Now Hobbs, early in the shot clock, missed the jumper. Kaiser going for the steal against Hybe. Underneath, and there's Markowski, the closest she's gotten a touch to the basket all game, and she earns a couple of free throws.
Markowski did a great job in that transition possession. What centers and what powered forwards need to learn how to do is run the floor well and get early positioning. She got herself under the basket early on, pushed Cam Williams as far as she could, and that's what got her that easy look. That was the best look she's gotten all game.
So Alexis Markowski, the daughter of Andy Markowski, former 2-time captain of Nebraska men's basketball, led that program to an NIT title and NCAA tournament appearance. Markowski's two for 2 at the line on that trip. 4 of 4 for the game. Nebraska within 3. Been a good one so far here in Ann Arbor. A lot of contact between Brown and Shelley. Oh, Shedzer knocks down the J.
Jazz Shelley getting physical on the drives, and Michigan getting lost in transition here.
And Moriarty makes them pay.
A lot of coaches like to say you can't focus on the highlight play. You got to get back and play defense.
Nebraska's 4 of 8 from deep in the second quarter. Leigha Brown, nice work underneath. Now Hybe, a pass inside. That time Maggie Mendelson couldn't finish. Now Wiggins in a blur. Got fouled.
Turning a little bit more into a track meet here. I think they're feeling the hype of the crowd. This is a good crowd here at Chrysler today. I think Michigan's trying to feed off that energy and get these easy baskets as much as they can.
So Ari Wiggins, one possession after that, Leigha Brown, delicate little jumper to give her 8 points and 5 assists. She's on pace for a double-double as Ari Wiggins misfires on the first free throw. Wiggins certainly didn't play a whole lot early on in the season, but she played a career-high 21 minutes last Sunday at Michigan State. She splits the pair there. Michigan's lead is 5. Nebraska, if they hurry, can get a 2-for-1. Poked away. Wiggins forced Mendelson to go over and back.
Coach Barnes-Arico loves having Wiggins on the floor. That energy, that activity. You can see what she brings to the defensive end, but on offense as well. She's great in transition, pushing the ball out.
Now Brown, she's thinking 2-for-1. Wiggins, Kaiser wide open, dials it up and missed it short. About a 5-second game clock, shot clock differential, and Shelley smartly slows it down. Huskers +3 in this second quarter after falling behind by as many as 10 in quarter number 1. Here's Sam Hybe around a Mendelson hedge. And an offensive foul. She did it illegally.
That play was actually meant to go to Markowski in the post. It was supposed to be an easy clear out, but Michigan still making it hard to find her in the post, forcing a drive and an offensive foul.
Almost an identical spot as in the first quarter when Michigan got a Maddie Nolan missed 3 at the buzzer. This time Wiggins takes it underneath and a jump ball will keep it with Michigan. 4.5 left as Jazz Shelley with active hands.
This is an important possession here for Michigan. Going to the break with an easy basket would be something that Coach Barnes-Arico would like. I'll be interested to see what play they run here. Usually screen-the-screener action is pretty common.
Dump it down Brown, tough fadeaway. Didn't get the roll, and that ends. No, there's a whistle and an offensive foul on Michigan. And that is Emily Kaiser's second with 0.1 second left. It doesn't mean any free throws, but Kaiser picking up a second, that'll end the half. Michigan has 4 starters at 2 fouls. Was able to force a jump ball that gave Nebraska the starting possession offensively here. In a 5-point game, who knows how that might make an impact.
Yeah, every possession matters, and I think Coach Barnes-Arico knows that. She's really worried about the fouls here, clearly starting out in a zone, trying to protect some of her starting lineup, making sure Michigan can have them in at the end of the game.
Maddie Kroll dumps it down inside to Markowski. Active hands from Maddie Nolan, and a 3-second call coming on Nebraska. It has been a chore to get Alexis Markowski touches inside today.
Coach Williams trying to establish her early. I think posting up in the middle of the floor is one of the hardest things to guard because you can't really get double teamed, and you also have both avenues down the left and the right. However, Maddie Nolan does a really good job of digging down at the ball, forcing Markowski to travel.
Leigha Brown with the basketball. The former Nebraska Cornhusker had 8 points in that first half, plus 5 assists. Maddie Nolan joined her with 8. Now Kaiser will go to work. Dump it down Williams, catches, lays it up and missed it. Point blank range, no good for Michigan. Now here's Markowski. She's been much more comfortable from deep than on the inside, and Nebraska's within 2.
And she ran right to the 3-point line. She knew what she wanted all along. After getting kind of stymied on that first possession, she wanted that 3-point shot, and man, she's looking like she's playing really well right now.
And now a potential poke away, but Isabel Bourne a little too much body on Emily Kaiser, and she has 3 fouls. That prompts a bit of a decision spot here for Nebraska, but for now they'll stick with Bourne, who in 12 first half minutes scored 8 points. There's already more than what she put up against the Wolverines back on that December 28th meeting in Lincoln. Kaiser, feed it to Nolan. Back over to Emily Kaiser, in and out.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
4 seed, you get to host. Michigan was seeded number 11 overall, so they would be on the 3 line at that moment, which means home losses to teams below you in the standings are really dangerous. Emily Kaiser trying to help matters, and she finishes pulling Michigan within 2.
Really strong after timeout play by Coach Barnes-Arico, getting Kaiser where she's comfortable at the elbow rather than posting her up.
So the Wolverines with 4 straight after that 7-0 Nebraska run. Stewart, too strong on the 3-ball attempt, and Maddie Nolan will snatch it and bring it into the forecourt for a Wolverines team that's been outscored by 7 since halftime. Foul inside coming on Nebraska.
I think that last defensive possession for Michigan, Kyra Evans was really, really active. I think Coach Barnes-Arico is trying to mix up whoever's guarding Markowski, and Kyra Evans forced her out of a spot, forced a tough shot at the top of the key. I think that's all you can ask for if you're a Michigan player.
So you see Isabel Bourne coming in for Nebraska. She has 3 fouls. She's played well when she's been out there. 12 points in 16 minutes, but foul trouble has plagued her as Kaiser's unable to make the free throw. One more for Kaiser, who has been brilliant in her 5th and final season. An 0 for 2 trip, but the freshman Kyra Evans with the offensive board.
Notice how quickly they close to Maddie Nolan. They're not giving her any space, trying to make her a passer here.
Had 2 threes in the first half, did Maddie Nolan. Kaiser, a tough catch. Leigha Brown, leaning shot, ties the game at 46.
Kind of got bailed out there. Leigha Brown went right to the ball, brought her defender with her, but she's so talented in the paint.
Now a 6-0 Michigan surge. All of a sudden, they've made 3 straight from the floor. 6 lead changes, 3 ties, almost all of them coming here in the 3rd quarter. Shelley got Evans off her feet and coaxes the foul.
That's tough for Michigan now. You see Markowski's popping. She's looking for that 3-point shot, forcing Michigan to rotate over to guard her, which makes it even harder to guard those drives that Jazz Shelley has.
So that 3rd foul on Evans thrusts Nebraska into the bonus. Maddie Kroll returns before the free throw, replacing Kendall Moriarty, as Jazz Shelley, 10 points, 6 assists, goes to the line for the Huskers and gives them the lead back. Shelley's second is good. Came in shooting just 23% over the last 7 games, but she has been efficient. 1 of 3 Huskers in double figures, and Nebraska's back up 2. Evans peering in toward Emily Kaiser. Now she'll go at it herself, bringing the score even again. Nice move from Kyra Evans.
Great footwork, too. That's just something that's really hard to know as a freshman. Gets a good steal here, getting Michigan out in transition.
After Markowski's footwork was a bit awry. Now Alyssa Crockett swirls home a 3. How about the Michigan freshman doing work to put the Wolverines back in front?
Stepping up in big moments. Look at this Michigan crowd. Loving it. Loving every moment of it.
Timeout, Nebraska.
And we've talked about this multiple times, Brian. They're a little short-handed today, and they're having people step up in big games.
Yeah, no Layla Felia. She's been out for a couple of weeks. Greta Kampschrader, she's missing her 2nd consecutive ball game. And now some pressure defense. Feed it inside. Markowski got the roll. It did a 720 before locking down a chance at a 3-point play.
Jazz Shelley went against the grain there. Michigan's ball screen defense was trying to force her to the right side more. That crossover back, getting Markowski the shot in the paint.
Alexis Markowski now at 15 to lead everybody. She's only gotten 7 shot attempts off, but she deadlocks this thing at 51. She's had to earn everything in the post.
Still incredibly efficient, though. It's really impressive the way she's playing.
Now a cutting Leigha Brown, double clutch, lays it home. Jazz Shelley controls for Nebraska. Dangerous pass. It got to Hybe. She stumbled. Somehow fed it to Markowski. Can't get it to fall. And there's Kyra Evans again for Michigan.
Once again, that activity on the glass. This is what's getting her playing time right now. She's really proving herself on a big stage.
Leigha Brown, 14 and 7 assists. No look feed. Crockett there. Lays it in.
Leigha Brown with a beautiful look away right there. They were expecting Michigan to throw the ball to the top of the key, but she found a seam and got it over the top.
Brown has 8 of Michigan's 11 assists. You know this one's personal to Leigha Brown, the former Cornhusker, playing her 3rd season and her final college season with Michigan. Shot clock down to 7. Whip it inside. Hybe. Nice move. Can't finish. Kyra Evans all over the place, as is the rebounder there, Alyssa Crockett. Now Evans with the basketball. Nice shot.
Nebraska looking to reestablish himself, slowing the pace down, trying to get comfortable once again. I think the way Michigan's playing, getting a little faster, that's the way they want to play.
That was Michigan's first miss from the floor in their previous 8 attempts. Now Hybe drains the 3.
Rare 3-point shot from Hybe, 6 of 21 on the year.
And now they call it a long 2, so foot on the line. 2-point Michigan lead. Game clock down to 5. Inside to Kaiser. Leigha Brown's 1 assist away from a double-double. That shot was tardy, and Michigan has some momentum heading into the 4th quarter.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Trying to become more of a threat from there. I think they figured out they couldn't get her the ball in the post. They got her to get involved some way else.
There you see 18 and 11, an efficient 5 of 9 shooting for Markowski. Nebraska can tie or take the lead on this trip. Shelley going for the lead. Doesn't have it. Rebound, Jordan Hobbs. Hobbs has 10 points, 2 shy of a career best. Michigan slows things down. Maddie Nolan's been quiet here in this second half. She'll take it in, bank, and score, plus a foul.
They run her off the line. She gets a good drive to the basket, draws a foul. I think one thing that's to note, Brian, here is Michigan is not setting ball screens anymore. As you see Maddie get this easy basket right here. Michigan's gone away from the ball screen because of the way they've been struggling early in the first half. I think the way they're playing right now, getting more post-ups and more drives from the perimeter, is how you're going to puncture Nebraska's defense.
Nolan's first 3 points of the second half. Michigan up by 5. Callan Hake will chime in as Maddie Nolan into double figures again. Had a career-high 22 at Michigan State last time out for the Wolverines a week ago. Critical juncture here, approaching the midway point of the 4th quarter. Inside to Markowski. A lot of contact, got her own miss. Couldn't get it to fall a second time. And the rebound trickles to Leigha Brown as Emily Kaiser again took a shot. Now Brown will go to the free throw line. Oh, it's been a physical back and forth kind of a game here today in Ann Arbor.
Leigha Brown getting aggressive down the stretch here. I think she's starting to feel like she needs to take over to get Michigan to push this lead a little bit.
Leads the team with 14 points, has 9 of their 13 assists, but she misses on the free throw. Wolverines have led by as many as 10. Nebraska by as many as 6. That's the margin now for the Wolverines. About 5.5 to play here in Ann Arbor.
And Michigan just over 50% from the free throw line here. It's going to be key. If Nebraska starts fouling, Michigan's got to hit their free throws.
Jazz Shelley sheds a double team. Now inside to Markowski. Takes a rare jumper from 2, missed it long.
Forcing her to catch the ball at the logo in the paint was exactly what Michigan wanted. Not too deep, and forcing a long two is exactly the shot.
Nebraska's made a concerted effort to slow down Maddie Nolan in this second half. How about Elise Stuck from a similar Nolan spot? She splashes it. Michigan up 9. Nebraska, they'll have a desperation Shelley heave. Tip up all in one motion by a jumping Markowski. Michigan cleans it up. And all of a sudden a 7-0 run has Michigan on the brink of their largest lead of the afternoon.
Elise Stuck hits a big three and then makes up for it on the defensive end. She covered somebody else.
Now Hobbs from the same spot. A little long there. Markowski cleaning up rebound number 14. On the other end, 3-ball up and good. Callan Hake, her 30th three of the year, and that was a pivot spot. It could have really gotten away from the Huskers. They have a rebuttal and they're within 6.
Once again, Jazz Shelley pushing the pace. Little look-off pass, getting somebody open. Coach Barnes-Rico was worried about Michigan's transition defense, and Shelley showing why.
Inside to Kaiser. Able to finish, and there's Brown's double-double on another dynamite feed. Hybe, great feed. There's Isabel Bourne. It's been back and forth. A whistle. Timeout, Nebraska. 3:32 remaining. Who is missing her second game in a row.
And we all know Leigha can score, but what's been most impressive is the way she's been facilitated.
She has let the game come to her against her former team, and she is able to work a foul against Sam Hybe, someone who she played with the first 2 years in Lincoln. So Hybe's second foul, just the third for Nebraska, so still a bit away from the bonus. Brown ponders, tough two, well short, and there's Hybe with a rebound.
Nebraska going under the ball screen, forcing Brown to become a shooter.
Maddie Kroll, kick it out, extra feed, Bourne a three, and Michigan the easy rebound.
As you saw, once again, Nebraska trying to get more creative with how they get Markowski the ball, how they get people the ball in the post. And I think Michigan got a little lost once again, got bailed out by a missed shot. I think Maddie Nolan just got a little lost trying to play help defense there.
Nebraska has hung in this by shooting 44% from downtown. Kaiser with 5 on the shot clock. Spinning, tough angle, got it to fall.
And you notice Leigha Brown didn't try to dribble off that screen. They struggled with that early in the first half. Emily Kaiser just rolls to the rim and gets an easy dump off.
Kaiser with 10 of her 15 here since intermission. A whistle, a foul away from the ball on Nebraska. And that's on Alexis Markowski trying to clear some space to no avail. And Michigan up 8, starting to feel it, looking for a 4th straight win.
Really frustrating Markowski a little bit. She didn't get the ball where she wanted to, calling for it, trying to get her teammates to see her. Gets a kind of a cheap foul there at the other end.
A good crowd here, Chrysler chanting, "Let's go blue." Brown sizes things up. Now Kaiser can't stay red hot from the floor. Markowski 18 and 15, her 5th straight double-double. One hand pass and a bullet. Bourne able to save it. Now Nebraska will reset. A minute and a half left. 8-point Michigan lead. Kroll intercepted. It's Leigha Brown. And then a foul coming on Jazz Shelley.
great rotation by Michigan on that defensive possession. When you're doubling a ball screen like that, you have the help side, weak side's got to be able to react and get to the next pass here. And see how they're moving across the floor. Leigha Brown gets a great steal. I think Michigan did a really good job adjusting their defense in the second half, especially in the late third quarter, to push this lead just a bit more.
It's the 5th foul on Nebraska, so Leigha Brown heads to the free throw line. And she knocks it down. Brown missed a couple earlier from the stripe. Has a chance to bump the lead back to a game-high tying 10 with just 1:22 remaining. Didn't get the roll. Still a 3-possession game. Nebraska with some pace. Bourne finds a wide open Hybe. Can't connect. Offensive board, Shelley. Nowhere close. Third time, not the charm for Markowski inside. Got it back, then a foul coming on Michigan. They call it on Alyssa Crockett. That's her second. 2 free throws here with the clock stopped. Let's take a look.
And the argument is Markowski has the ball behind her head and keeping it low. I think Michigan fans wanted to see it. Thought it was all ball. When Markowski's as strong as she is, that's her 4th time going up there. It's hard to ignore a little bit of contact.
And not only was it whistled a foul, they do say it was a shooting attempt because Michigan only has its 2nd foul here of the 4th quarter. So Markowski gets 2 free throws. Well short on the first.
Maddie Nolan and Leigha Brown really kind of mocking the refs a little bit here. I think they got to be careful.
0 for 2 trip. Rebound Michigan, a minute left. Nebraska will play the foul game. Now the Huskers will start shuffling in some players who at times can come up with some fouls because they're going to have to try to really play this thing out. Down 9 inside of a minute to play.
Coach Barnes-Rico is really rewarding that group that had a big run at the end of the 3rd quarter. Kyra Evans played a great game so far. Out there at the end of the game. This is valuable time for those freshmen.
Brown makes it a 10-point game. Yeah, Crockett averages 8 minutes a game. Evans 10. Crockett's played 14. Evans 18. So basically almost double their minutes. Wolverines by a game high 11. Nebraska a must-score possession. Bourne taking it in. Got it to go. Back to a 9-point game. Inbound to Leigha Brown. Pushes it ahead. There's Crockett. And she'll bleed a few more seconds off the clock before getting the foul from Markowski, her 4th.
That's exactly who Nebraska wanted to foul here. It makes someone's a little inexperienced in these situations. It's a 9-point game with 45 seconds left. Game's not over. Michigan's got to ice this game by hitting their free throws.
Crockett on the year is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. It's a somewhat comfortable lead, but it's not over yet. And Crockett had that halfway down before it plinkoed out. Nowhere close on the second. A rebound for Markowski, her career high tying 18. She's got 18 and 18, and Nebraska will call time. 43 seconds left. Back in December at home. They've played much better here today. Might not be enough though, as Callan Hake gets fouled. She'll go to the line with 36.8 left.
That was a great play drawn up by Coach Williams. I got lost a little bit when I saw the ball going all over the place. I mean, they're really, and now of course they're subbing out here, but I think what's going to end up happening here is they're just going to try to get quick baskets, quick fouls, just try to keep it as close as they can, make Michigan just a little nervous as the game gets late.
So the foul on Kyra Evans, it's her 4th. Right now, Nebraska will go for the steal and the foul, as CJ discussed. And that's why they bring in some of their less often used players, like Maggie Mendelson, Kendall Coley. An important 2-for-2 trip there from Hake, who came in 6 of 9 from the free throw line. So, a 7-point game
that Michigan had with Nas Hillman, but I'd argue it's a more well-rounded team.
So, after the timeout, the advancement, Leigha Brown is fouled. So a few seconds come off the clock. So Jazz Shelley is 1 foul away from being done tonight. And now you see Nebraska, as Leigha Brown readies for the free throw, shuffling some of their key offensive threats, Markowski, Bourne, and Hybe. Brown, 18 and 10 assists, but she's now just 6 of 10 from the free throw line.
Michigan's a team 12 of 23.
That one goes 76-68 Michigan. Another must-score trek down the floor for the Huskers. Hybe inside, laid it in. 6-point game, Michigan must inbound. Wolverines do have 3 timeouts, but they get it into Nolan. And a foul comes with 23.2 left. And that's Shelley's 5th. Not an ideal circumstance there for Nebraska. As one of their best defenders, one of their best players, has to head to the bench.
She's a great facilitator that can create for others. Late in a game like this, you need somebody that can kind of go outside the playbook, do something for themselves. And I mean, she played a fantastic game, and they're really going to miss her in this last 23 seconds.
Yeah, Shelley with a double-double, 14 and 10 assists, as Maddie Nolan knocks down the first free throw. Second one good. And a timeout for Nebraska. Huskers, again, need to score. Hybe, inside of 20 seconds left. Now Bourne. Hybe again. They got to get something up. Hybe, step back is good. Sam Hybe has 8 points. Michigan inbounds to Leigha Brown. 10.3 left. 5-point game, and if Brown goes and makes 2, then this thing's done. It's 7 points.
That shot took too long to get off. I think it was a 10, 15 second time, and it's tough when you're Nebraska. They're trying to get a good look, trying to get something more open. At this point in the game, you can't really rely on that.
So Leigha Brown has a chance to salt away a 2-0 regular season against her former team this year. She's got 22 points and 10 assists in 35 minutes. And that should do it. 80-73 Michigan. Ari Wiggins will come in for Alyssa Crockett. And Wiggins with that speed, her and Brown and others can really pester this inbound. Hybe looking for one more shot. She'll lay it in. 3.5 left. Kaiser flips it up, and that'll do it. Michigan knocks off Nebraska. 80-75, the Wolverines have won 4 in a row, while the Huskers, they played well. They got blown out by Michigan in Lincoln in late December, but this one belongs to Michigan.